Okay, so let's just have a look what we did. We defined start and end variable, where start was pointing at the 0th index, end was pointing at the last index of the array. Then we defined a while loop, and then inside the while loop we defined a mid element. And now the question is, we can write mid in two ways. Either we can write a mid in this, or simply we can write mid as mid equals to start plus end upon 2. Okay, so mm, so we can write mid in both these ways. So why did I write um, mm, yeah, so why did I write mid in this format? I wrote like this to avoid integer overflow. So let's say you have a very large integer, you have a very large start. So when you add something to start, when the start is very high, like nums of start, or either the nums of end is very high, and you add both of them, it might give you an integer overflow. So to avoid that, I wrote it in this format. Okay, otherwise either of them is correct. Then we just check if we have nums of mid equal to target. If true, then just return mid. Now if you have nums of mid less than target, then you do start equals to mid plus 1. What does it mean? It means that your mid is less than your target element. So if your mid is less than your target element, there is no point in searching um, in the elements that is between start and mid. Okay, because if your mid is less than target, then some element at index less than the mid index, there is no point in searching in that area. So we did start equals to mid plus 1. And similarly, let's say our mid is greater than target. So let's imagine you have an array called 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and your target is 2, and your mid is 3. So 3, let's say your mid is 3 or 4. So your 3 or 4 is greater than 2. So there is no point in searching in the area where 5 6 7 is there. Okay, because already your mid is greater than your target element. So in this case we did end equals to mid minus 1. Now we got an error. Initially I wrote start is less than end, and we got an error. When we try to submit it, we'll get an error. Yeah, not error, wrong answer. So why I did this? Because there was a scenario where the mid and the start, the end and the start both were pointing at the same element, and that element was the target element. Okay, so as you can see in this element, so this is 5. The end would be this, the start would be this, and the target is this. So this case we will fail in this case if we have not applied the condition less than or equal to. That is why we did the condition in the while loop was start less than or equal to end. So I hope you guys understood what the concept is, what the algorithm was. And in the next video we'll be covering a few more concepts, such as to find the lower bound, to find the upper bound, then rotated sorted array, finding the pivot element, all these concepts. And then gradually we'll be solving the lead code questions as well. So thank you so much guys, stay tuned for the next videos.